I was, I guess, a social major at Illinois Wesleyan, and we have to do a senior seminar project in order to graduate. So so the fall of my senior year, I was also searching for a senior seminar project, which was more of an independent study sort of thing. And I talked with Deb Halperin about some possibilities, because I really wanted to find something I was passionate about and find something that I would enjoy for 4 or 5 months.
My name's Linda Kuntz, and I teach in the psychology department at Illinois Wesleyan University. And as part of my community service, I've been connected with the Autism Society, and specifically a subcommittee that's working to enhance employment opportunities for people with autism spectrum disorders. Jackie Sylvester ended up working with our subcommittee. Really, there were two pathways that brought her there. One, I had heard of sort of the sorts of projects that the ARC students do and had thought, well, maybe they could help us out. And there was actually some community members in the subcommittee that were aware of the sorts of projects that Illinois Wesleyan students were doing and were really excited about this idea. So we applied through ARC, and she was assigned through the class, I believe, and she ended up working with us. Jackie ended up doing really a fantastic project for this subcommittee. She worked with the group to sort of define some questions and surveys to help us gather information about what employers know about autism. And she was just really fantastic because she was a neutral source. She helped us sort of organize our thinking, and then she actually went out and got the data and synthesized it for the group. And so she brought that back, and it was really meaningful information because it really told the group a lot about next steps, that people in the local community don't know a lot about autism.
I graduated in December, and I wasn't really looking to stay in Bloomington long term. I was looking for something in the nonprofit world. I knew that's what I wanted to do. It sounds so cliche, but I really wanted to help people. I really wanted to put my skills to good use. So I applied to be a job coach at a few of the social service agencies in town, and it just so happened that Mark First had an opening for the supported employment coordinator when I was interviewing. So really the skills that I gleaned at Illinois Wesleyan helped me be qualified for that position. Just being able to interview well, being able to communicate effectively, being able to write well, the very basics that are really hammered into us here at Wesleyan are so important in the real world. Exposure to how things work, how nonprofits function. We got a lot of that in our brown bag seminars from Deborah in the seminar class, and just believing in mission statements, things like that I wouldn't have thought about otherwise, I think definitely made me a decent candidate for the job that I ended up getting. I think when they realized that I had just done this seminar project on high functioning autism and employment, they realized that I would be a little bit more knowledgeable, and since we had this opening as one of our management staff, I think that they kind of plugged me into the management rather than the direct support.
Mark First is an organization that serves people with disabilities. We've been around for nearly 55 years now. We started in 1955 as actually some parents started the organization for children with disabilities that were not getting services in their school, in the school districts. We had an intern this summer from the ARC program, Michelle, who worked on a project, kind of a dream project for me that would have taken me quite a long time, on social capital. Social capital is something that's really important to me, and the more study that I've done on it, the more I realize it's really important for people with disabilities. And so we put her to work on that, and the outcome has been wonderful. I think she's laid a great foundation for us, developing a staff survey, gathering information about where staff are with their community connections and their interests, also then utilizing the tool that we use for people with disabilities, and then putting that together on a database.
What I've been working on this summer with Mark First is building social capital, and what social capital basically is just building friendships and relationships with people based on what their interests are, and just really trying to connect the community. And so in order to do that, we first gave a survey to all of staff that asked them where they were involved in the community and volunteer projects, as well as interests that they might have, so that we could use that information to connect with people that Mark First supports. But after we compiled that information, we needed a database in order to track that. So what we used was a Microsoft Access database. and that can basically show you exactly who's involved in what and how many people and which people are involved in different activities such as gardening or bird watching, or even community associations like Kiwanis.
People receiving services here have the potential to take a lot from the community, but don't often have the opportunity to give back. So one thing that we want to be able to do is develop these relationships where they do have the opportunity to give back, and increasing diversity and that sort of thing is a very important part of that as well.